time it is. It's time for our Friday Sketch Challenge, or I should say Friday Sketch Video. And we're using this Mojo Monday sketch. It's number 500. I got off of Pinterest. So I've already got my stuff pre-cut, and we're still working with the Georgia Blues. And you can see I got a lot of scraps in there, which will be probably a whole nother video on itself. And then I'm using the metallics from Die Cuts with a View. um, I'm using the black and the white, so we're going to be using both on this one. And what we're going to do is go ahead and start piecing these together. And what I like about, doing these type of sketches is it allows you to use more of the pattern paper, with there being a bottom section and then a top. It allows you to either use the front and back side of one sheet, because sometimes they can go together. It allows you to use more than one. Like I love this wood one, the slats with the flowers on top, and then the one I'm putting on top of that, which is harder to see only because it is a light color. It's more like that damask pattern, which is also very pretty. We're going to go ahead and put that on top. And you'll see it better as we get towards the end, especially when I hold it up. You'll see the detail in that particular paper. But for some reason, my camera does not like it. But we're going to go ahead and tape down our black piece, which I'm putting over that center cut, so that way you can't really tell that they're two separate pieces. It's supposed to make it look more, all in one. And then the white piece, I made I think it was the 1/4 inch. And that we're going to put just probably like 1/8 of an inch, I guess, up above from the bottom, so it looks like a smaller strip of black. And then you have the white and then another strip of black, even though we know the black piece is all one piece. I think it looks cute. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and attach this to the card base. And the card sizes that I generally use, unless I tell you really otherwise, is always going to be A2, because that's what I'm most familiar with. So all the card sizes are usually 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then the mat that we put on the project that we're making is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and that will give you a nice border around the front of your card. Now for the two thin strips, what I did decide to do is mat those as well, and then I also mat the sentiment, which I believe is just the happy birthday, because I know I've been making a lot more happy birthday cards because I need them. I didn't realize how many thank you cards I did last year. Yes, wishing you a fabulous day. And then we're going to take the strips. I want to say the one is like a 1/2 inch by, and I forget what the length is. Whatever it is, just add 1/8 of an inch to it. So if it's a 1/2 inch, then you're going to do 5/8 to have 1/8 of an inch border. If it's 3/4, go to 7/8, which is the line in between 3/4 and the 1. And then that way you get 1/8 of a border around, eighth of an inch border around that piece as well. And then once we get those attached, we're going to go ahead and lay those down. And what I like doing with these, and it's really important for you to play with it as well, because you may like it without the mats on it and be perfectly happy, and it would be just as pretty of a card. If you're one who likes the definition, then you may want to have the mats, or at least maybe ink around your edges, so that way it creates a definition between each layers of paper. You can do that too. So I'm going to show you both ways once I'm done with this one, putting it together, because of course I do have it the other way to show you the differences. Okay, so once we get this attached, then for the sentiment, I decided for this one I'm going to use some foam. to kind of stand it up a little bit to give it a little dimension. So I'm just going to grab my roll and we're going to cut some strips. Now this one I found through Amazon, and I will say this, it reminds me of the red line tape. You know how it can sometimes be sticky, even after you peel it off and you're trying to get it off your hand. This one likes to do that too, but it's way cheaper than the 3M foam tape. So I can handle the stickiness. Just keep flicking my finger until it comes off, because as as far as price points, you can't beat it. I really liked it. Now on the flower here, we're just going to grab some of the Fabric Tech, squeeze that on, and then attach our flower down at the bottom. And then you can even take this a step further. And if you wanted to, you could put Nuvo drops up at the top. You could add sequins. You don't have to leave it just as with the flower. I mean, that's what I chose to do, but you can do more. And see, this is the one where you just do the layers of the pattern paper without using the mats. And for me, I think I lean towards where you mat everything. I really like the way that looks, but like I said, you don't have to. It's just you do have the option to. And that's nice to be able to play with that. Okay, so here are our close-ups of each of the cards. Thank you guys for joining me today. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And at the end, as always, I will have links to previous card sketch videos, and down below I will have links to all of my social media, so my Facebook, Instagram, my blog, which I don't use a whole lot, but I'm starting to do a little bit more, hopefully. Thank you guys, and you have a great weekend.